to the kitchen of Penguin and the Chef. I am the Penguin.
And I'm the Chef.
And guess what? Can you see? Can you see? We're making a lemon meringue pie. And you want to know why? Because Michelle at Chickens by the Lake made a lemon meringue pie a few days ago. And ever since the hubby watched that video, guess what? He's wanted a lemon meringue pie.
Yeah. And look at the size of these lemons I found. I got them at the Save-A-Lot. They're huge. This one's the size of a grapefruit almost.
My hubby has big hands, and I have big hands too, I would like to think. And when you look at the size of that lemon, these are like monstrous lemons.
I wear large gloves.
Huge.
That's the small one. It's almost the size of a baseball. And here's the big one. It's almost the size of a softball.
They are huge, huge lemons, which is okay because the chef likes his lemon meringue pie extra lemony.
Yep.
He likes it to be very tart. He likes it to be lemony. You guys remember that cartoon Fat Albert? There was that one character on there that they called him Mushmouth. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Hey, Sheriff. Hey, Sheriff. Do you remember Mushmouth?
Bill Cosby did all the work.
Bill Cosby did that comedian thing where he went to the dentist and he was getting an injection of stuff. Remember? He says, I became feeling my mouth.
I don't remember that one.
And then the dentist was drilling in there and he was like, smoke coming from my mouth. I know. Penguin's a cuckoo. I'm a cuckoo bird. I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a lemon meringue pie. Now, the chef does like graham cracker crust, but when it comes to a lemon meringue pie, he likes regular pie crust. So that's what we're going to go with today. I'm not going to bore you guys with watching me put the pie crust together. If you need to see it, you can resort to our coconut cream pie that we made not long ago. That will show you how I did my pre-baked crust. I'll drop a link in the description box for that video if you want to see that. Welcome to our new subscribers.
Welcome.
Thank you to our loyal subscribers. We love and appreciate you all. Our numbers should have been a little bit higher as far as subscribers, but for some reason, every other night or so, we end up losing like 7 or 8 subscribers. To my understanding, YouTube does an audit and they go through and they delete subscribers or remove subscribers if they feel like they're bots or it's an inactive channel, or it could just be people that don't like us because we're boring. That's possible too, because Lord knows we are sometimes. But we are gonna do a on-face video or on-camera video sometime within the next week, probably. We might do it towards the weekend. Since you guys got cheated out of the New Year's Eve one, we're just going to try to do another small one.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead. I've got my oven preheated to 450 degrees to pre-bake my pie shell. And that's what I'm going to do. And when I get ready to put all my ingredients together for the pie, I'll bring you back. What'd you say, Chef?
Sounds good to me. I'm just waiting for the pie.
He's just waiting for the pie. He's got a show that he wants to watch too, so I think he's going to be creeping on along up into the living room. But I'm sure he'll be back to taste the filling. All right, I'm going to get this pie crust done, and we'll be back. Hey guys, I just thought I'd take a minute while I'm waiting on my pie crust to bake. I wanted to give a shout out to, I'm going to try to... Shout out. I'm going to try to do some shout outs to some channels during our videos. So I wanted to do just a few shout outs today. The first one I wanted to do, and I will put a link to their channels in our description box. But the first one I wanted to do was one called Bonnie's Bargains. Now this sweet lady, she is just so adorable. She has the prettiest blonde hair. She does a lot of hauls. She does Michael's hauls. She does Kohl's hauls. You name it, she does it. They live in Utah where they get snow. Lucky her. But she is just the sweetest lady. I would highly recommend going over and checking out her channel again. It's Bonnie's Bargains. And then Coffee with Stephanie. if you guys haven't seen Coffee with Stephanie, I would definitely recommend that one too. She has two of the cutest little boys. She does homeschooling. She'll just sit and drink her coffee and chit chat. She does hauls. She does cooking videos, and just very, very sweet. So if you have a chance to, go over and check out Coffee with Stephanie. And also another one that does a lot of Dollar Tree hauls. And I mean, these girls are on it when it comes to Dollar Tree hauls. And that's Jewlz and M. I will also put a link to their channel in our description box if you want to have a chance to check them out. I think they go to Dollar Tree every week or twice a week, or they split up their hauls, but they find a lot of nice stuff at Dollar Tree. It's a really interesting channel to watch. So if you have a chance, go over and check them out too. And there's just so many. It's like there's so many channels out there that's just great. But those are the three I'm going to do today. I will, like I said, I'm going to try to do shout outs in every other video of ours, you know, just to give these channels, these small channels, a little support if you guys can. So for today, we're doing Bonnie's Bargains. We're going to do Coffee with Stephanie and Jewlz and M. And like I said, I'll put the description, or I'll put their channel link in our description box below. If you have a chance, go over and show them some support. I think you'd find their channels really, really good. So still waiting on my pie crust to get done. The chef's over here looking for some butter. So I'm going to have to go help him find some butter because he's in the mood for popcorn. Chef loves his popcorn. So when the pie crust gets done, we'll get to doing our pie filling.
I don't know what's that.
I'll find it for you, babe. All right, we'll be back, guys. There's our pie crust, pre-baked and ready. What do you say we make some filling for it? Okay, I'm just going to run down the list of ingredients that we're going to need real quick. First, I've got my medium saucepan here. And yes, we're going to be buying some new saucepans here soon. But I can't help but love my old trusty ones. So the first thing we're going to need is a cup of white sugar. We're going to need 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of water, a 1/2 cup of milk. We're going to need the juice and zest of 2 lemons, 2 tablespoons of butter, and 4 egg yolks that we lightly beaten. Not to mention our 9-inch pre-baked pie crust. So let's get making some filling. Okay, I went ahead and separated my 4 eggs. I've got my whites over here in this bowl and my yolks over here. And if you remember what I told you in my coconut cream pie recipe, make sure that the bowl that you're putting your egg whites into is completely clean and free of any water or oil residue. Okay, let's get the rest of our ingredients going. Okay, into this pan, we're going to need 1 cup of sugar. So we can get our white sugar. Okay, just a little bit more. That was just a little shy of a cup. Okay, got our sugar in there. All right, into our sugar, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. That's 1 tablespoon. And 2. Did everybody have a good day? I hope you guys did. We didn't do too much today. We just went for a little ride. Went to a little store called Save a Lot. And then the chef ran into Walmart and grabbed a couple of small things for us out of Walmart. All right. Now we want 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. This is also used as a thickening, so you want to make sure you get all your cornstarch in there. The weather's been kind of today. Nothing spectacular. No sunshine again. All right. There are 3 tablespoons of cornstarch going in. And I'm just going to give this a little stir around just to get it all blended together. All right. Now, to this, we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Got to have a little salt in there. whenever you work with lemons, just a little bit. It's a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Uh-oh, I spilt some. I'm superstitious, so over the shoulder with a little pinch of salt. All right, get that out of the way. I hate being superstitious. Plus, I have OCD, which we'll go into that. Not bad. Just sometimes when I turn a light on in a room, I'll have to shut it off twice just to make sure it's off. Does anybody else have little quirks like that? I don't really have it about anything else, just about my shoes and light switches. Really weird. Okay, now to this we're going to add 1 cup of water. I'm trying not to get my arms in your guys' way. All right, got 1 cup of water in. And now we need to, oh, sorry. I just can't help it sometimes. We're going to add 1/2 cup of milk. I like to use whole milk, but you can use 2%. There goes 1/2 cup of milk. All right. Now we need the juice and zest of 2 lemons. So that's going to take me a little bit because like we showed you earlier, look at that lemon. Huge. So I'll keep you on camera when I do this. I'll just speed it up for video purposes. Okay, I've washed my lemons. Now we're just going to zest. And you don't want to get too far down into the white because that is very bitter. So I'm still going to try to, even though this lemon is a lot bigger, I'm going to zest as much of it as I can. Like we said, the chef loves his lemon meringue pie is very tart. So, not too tart. I mean, he likes to know that he's eating a lemon meringue pie. He likes it more tart than he does sweet. But this pie does have plenty of sweetness to it, so don't worry about that. Don't feel like you're getting cheated any. I love this little grater right here. It's the best thing. It's a itty bitty tiny one. I have a big box grater, but this just works so well, like when I'm making homemade biscuits and I'm grating my frozen butter and stuff. I like to use it. Just makes the job a lot easier. Get a lot more of the lemon covered as far as grating it. I have one of the little planer grater type things, but like I said, I like this one a lot better. Okay, I'm just going to shut up and I'm just going to sit here and grate. Oh, before that, I also wanted to add, if any of you like to watch mukbang channels, I know we've mentioned our friends in the UK, the Munch Bunch Mukbang in the UK, but there's also another sweet lady that is in the UK, and she does mukbangs that are up my alley. She does a lot of pasta and pastry dishes, and her channel is called Eat with Aitch, and her name is spelled Aitch. That's Eat with Aitch. She is just so funny. Just absolutely love her. She's great if you guys like ASMR. She does talk too. She's just a hoot. We just absolutely adore her. All right. I'm going to stop talking now and I'm just going to keep grating. Okay, so we've got all of our ingredients in our pan now, except for our 2 tablespoons of butter and our egg yolks. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this on the stove. we're going to bring it to a boil. Once we get it to a boil, we're going to take it off of the heat and we're going to stir in our butter. And then we're also going to temper our eggs. So I've got my 2 tablespoons of butter cut over here and ready to go. I have my eggs ready to go, so let's get this on the stove. Okay, I've got my burner on medium-high. You can see this now. Just going to give it all a good stir. Just going to stir it around. Hang on just a second. Let me get my whisk. All right. Put this off to the side for just a minute. I love using my trusty old wooden spoon, but I need to make sure we get this good and whisked around. Get all of our cornstarch and that mixed up in there with the flour. We don't want any clumps in there. So let's get this all combined first. Now this is something that you want to stir continuously while it's cooking because you don't want it sticking to the bottom. We discussed before how the cornstarch likes to settle at the bottom of the pan. So we want to make sure that we stir all of this and keep it incorporated. Once this comes to a boil, like I said, I have it on medium-high heat. Once this comes to a boil, I'm going to take it off the heat and I'm going to stir in my butter and temper my eggs, and I'll show you that step when we get there. In case any of you have any questions, that's what I have my burner set on. You can see my high is right here and my low is there, so I've got it on me, and my medium is right there. So I've got it on medium-high. Okay, we've started boiling now. So what I want to do here is I want to take my 2 tablespoons of butter and put that in. I've got the heat off. Just going to stir that around. Make sure the butter gets melted in there. It's already starting to thicken up. See how the cornstarch sticks to the spoon? That's why you want to keep going around the bottom of your pan, making sure that you get all of that mixed up, because you don't want all of that cornstarch to be stuck at the bottom, because that's what's going to help thicken your pie up. All right, now I've got my eggs right here all beat up. I'm going to take a little bit of my liquid from this mixture and I'm going to put it into my eggs. And you want to be quick about this. Now I'm going to whisk these up because I want to temper my eggs, if you can see that. I'm in an awkward position, I know. But anyway, I'm tempering my eggs with that liquid. And I'm going to put all of my eggs back in. This is what keeps your eggs from scrambling. We don't want scrambled eggs in our lemon meringue pie. All right, I'm going to make sure I get all my eggs stirred and mixed in there. Get it all mixed around. And I'm going to put my burner back on to medium-high again. And I'm going to keep stirring. Just going to keep stirring this, and you want to be careful because it will bubble up. So don't get your face anywhere near it. So we're just going to keep stirring this until it gets nice and thick and bubbly, which it's getting there if you can see this. But we want it thicker than that because we don't want a runny pie. So as soon as we get to our consistency, I'll bring you back. Okay, now we're back. We've got our pie crust sitting there. It's all ready. Got our pie filling all done. We're just going to spoon all of this goodness into our pie shell. Make sure we get every little bit. I'm not even going to save any for this. Well, I might save a little bit for the chef. I got to be nice, right? Save a little bit for the chef. All right. Get all this into that pie crust. And we're just going to spread it all around. Smells so lemony in here right now, guys. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit and cool. I'm not going to put it in the refrigerator. I'm going to let it sit at room temperature. But I want it to cool almost completely before I put my meringue on. If you try to do your meringue when your pie's hot, you're going to have a tendency to get a lot of sugar weepage, and also it would cause your meringue to shrink a little bit more. So we're going to let this sit at room temperature for probably about an hour. I'll check it and see, but it's going to let this sit and cool and just set up. So we'll be back.
Hey everybody, guess what I'm getting ready to eat? Arma Vienna smoked sausage smokies with a little bit of my low carb barbecue sauce on them. I fell asleep in my chair trying to watch a TV show, and she called me down to have the extra filling from the lemon pie. Man, it was
Yeah,
good.
I caved in. I left him some in the pan.
Yeah, I ate a little bit of it. It was really good, and now I'm hungry that I'm awake, so having my normal, rinse them off with hot water to get some of the sodium off of them. The smoked ones are really good, though, especially when I put my low carb barbecue sauce on them.
Yeah, and Bonnie's Bargains, she also went and she bought some of those too. And she gave the chef a shout out in her video, which I thought was super sweet. So every time she sees those, she thinks about the chef. But we're just waiting on this pie to cool down so we can get to making our meringue.
They're very inexpensive, too. Like, what was it, 52 cents or 56 cents a can at the Walmart. I've seen them at Sam's. I never have looked how because you got to buy the whole big pack of them. I don't know how much they cost there.
They're not bad. I mean, I can eat a couple of them, but there's a challenge that goes on YouTube to see how many cans of those you could eat. And the chef's like, oh, I could probably beat that challenge. But I'm like, with his heart condition, I'm not letting him do that.
Too much sodium.
Too much sodium for sure. Okay, well, we're just waiting on the pie to cool. We've got it sitting here and we're just awaiting, but we will be back when we're ready to do the meringue. Okay, guys, it's time to whip us up some meringue like we did before. So as you can see, I've got a very clean bowl. It's dry, freshly washed, no residue in it. I'm going to take my 4 egg whites that's been sitting at room temperature, and I'm going to dump them in this bowl. Now what I want to do is I want to start beating these until they get to room temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and start beating them, and I'll try to omit the sound from this so you guys aren't hearing it. But I'm going to go ahead and leave the camera on. Okay, we've got it to where we're starting to get our stiff peaks now. What I want to do to this is I want to start, I've got 1/4 cup of sugar right here. And I want to start adding this in just a little bit at a time. Okay, right now I'm also going to add 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. This just helps stabilize your meringue. There goes our cream of tartar in. And I usually only do this with lemon meringue. I'm going to add usually about a teaspoon. I don't know if I've got a teaspoon left in there, but almost, not quite, of vanilla extract. And we're going to beat this until stiff peaks form. Okay, if you can see that, we're getting our stiff peaks in there. We don't want to overbeat it. I'm just going to give it another couple of minutes. About another minute. Okay, we've got our meringue done now. We're going to bring our pie over. Our pie's been sitting for about 45 minutes. It's gotten cool enough that we can go ahead and do our meringue. We're going to get this all over the top. Love that meringue. Get this all spread out. All right. Make sure it goes all the way to the edges of your pie crust. You want to form a seal. You want to form a seal against the edge of your pie. Just like so. Get the rest of that on there. Spread it around. If you want to keep it higher in the center, you can. Some people like their meringue higher in the center. I just kind of spread mine all around. All right. That looks good. Got all of our edges touched. Now I'm going to grab a spoon real quick. Now, like I did before, I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. So we're just going to come along with our spoon and just tap it. Just going to tap it all over. No rhyme or reason. This just gives a little decoration to our meringue. Just tap, 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 tap. Just makes it so it's not just so flat. Just gives it a little bit of a design. Little curly cues here and there. And we're going to bake this in our 350 degree oven for about 15 minutes. You want to keep an eye on it. Just make sure it gets to the brown that you desire. Okay, as soon as we get done, we'll be back. Okay, guys, there you have it. One beautiful lemon meringue pie, fresh out of the oven. So we're going to let this cool, and we're going to refrigerate it for a couple of hours. And when we cut into it, we will show you what the inside looks like. My mouth is watering. Is yours? Ooh. Of course, the chef says his is. Okay, guys, we'll be back in just a bit. All right, guys, there you go. Sorry, my finger's in the way. I didn't put it on my tripod this time since I'm just snapping the picture, if you can see. Yummy lemon meringue pie. So good. I cut the first piece for the chef, but mine's to come. Mine's to come. Just wanted to show you guys, this is what it looks like. Sorry, this is from the pie thing digging in because I had it set in there, but you can see that right there. Oh, yummy, delicious lemon meringue pie. So we're going to go eat some now, guys. Just wanted to show you the finished product. We will be back tomorrow, I think, in another video. We're going to try to do tomorrow another video. Of some kind, yep. So we'll see you guys later.
Bye, bye.
Bye, guys.